Hi, good morning everyone. Miss Iman Jalal with you. How are you today? Today we're gonna speak about light waves. Okay? First of all, I want to refresh your mind and ask you about the nature of light waves. Okay? Think a little bit. Hmm. Yes, you are right. They are electromagnetic transverse waves. Why are they electromagnetic? As we discussed before, they need a medium to propagate through. Why are they transverse? As the medium particles propagate perpendicularly on the direction of wave propagation. Today, we're gonna study two phenomena related to light. The first is light reflection, and the other type we'll discuss it later, light refraction. Starting with light reflection. To identify this concept, I'll discuss with you some observations in order to understand what light reflection is. Then we can identify it later. For example, if you look at your mirror at morning before you go to school, I think all of us do the same. What can you see? Yes, your image. And this is considered a type of light reflection. If you asked your mother for a walk and you walk by the Nile, you can observe the formation of inverted images of trees and buildings on the water surface. But take care, that can't be happened in seawater because the Nile water is still not movable, okay? But seawater is movable. Another example, if you throw a ball, if I consider this is a ball and I hit it against a wall, it returns back from the wall. Similarly, when the light meets a reflecting surface, it rebounds again or returning back, and this is known as light reflection. So, what is meant by light reflection? It is the rebounding or returning back of light waves on the same medium on meeting a reflecting surface. Okay? Today we will discuss two types of reflections. Two types. Why two types? Be patient. It is so easy. If you look to this diagram, you will notice that we have two types of surfaces. One of them is smooth, like the surface of mirror. And the other, like the surface of mirror here, right? And the other is rough, like tissue paper, curvy, or the leaf of a tree. It is a rough surface. So the nature of surfaces or the reflecting surfaces differ from one surface to another. If you look to the first diagram, we can notice that all light or light rays that fall in the reflecting surface are parallel to each other. When they hit smooth surfaces, all of them reflected in one direction, and this type of reflection is called regular or uniform reflection. If you look to the other diagram, we will notice that this surface is rough. So, what is meant by regular or non-uniform reflection? It is the reflection when light rays fall on rough surface and the incident light rays are reflected in different directions. Okay? So they differ from both of them, they differ from one to each other according to the nature of the reflecting surfaces. Today we will transfer to another point. Do you know that are two laws related to light reflection? Two laws, don't worry, I will simplify them for you. In order to study them, look to this diagram. In this diagram, this is the incident light ray. The incident light ray, it is the light ray that falls towards the reflecting surface and touches it at this point. What is this point? This point is point of incidence. And this light ray is called incident light ray. When the light ray falls towards the reflecting surface, and touches it at a point called point of incidence, it reflected to the same medium, and this light ray is called reflected light ray. So what is meant by reflected light ray? It is a narrow light beam. Narrow means that its diameter is small and represented by a straight line. All of us know that light travels in a straight line, so this reflected light ray is represented by a straight line such as the incident light ray. And it is the reflected light ray which comes from the reflecting surface from the point of incidence. Okay, there are two angles. One of them is this angle. What is the name of this angle? This angle is called angle of incidence, and it is the angles, as you notice, lies between the incident light ray and this perpendicular line. What is this perpendicular line? I made it from the point of incidence and it is called the normal. So the angle between angle of incidence and the angle between incident light ray and the normal is called angle of incidence, while the other angle lies between the reflected light ray and the normal. What is it called? It is called the angle of reflection. Notice that the angle of incidence always equal the angle of reflection. If I suppose this angle is 30 degrees, so the angle of reflection will be also 30. If it is 40, it will be 40. You notice that when the angle of incidence changes, also the angle of reflection changes, and both of them are equal to each other. In order to identify this phenomena practically, you can do this at home by using a mirror, a plain mirror, and a laser pen. Look at this wall and you can notice the phenomena of light reflection. Here you can see the incident light ray and the reflected light ray on the wall. If I move my hand little bit, you will notice that the light ray or the reflected angle changes by changing the incidence angle. So if we move my hand in order to make the light ray falls perpendicular, we will notice that they will become in one light ray as it reflects on itself here. Okay, this is the phenomena of light reflection. What happens when the light ray falls perpendicular on the incident or in the reflecting light ray? The angle will be between the incident light ray and the normal will be 0. So the angle of reflection will be 0. Then the angle or the incident light ray and the reflected light ray applied on each other, so it reflects on itself. This is the first law of light reflection. Okay, the second law of light reflection mentions that the incident light ray and the reflected light ray and the normal, all of us know that they all lie in one plane surface, and this surface is perpendicular on the reflecting surface. So I have two laws of light reflection. The first one is the incident light ray equal the angle of incidence equal angle of reflection, and the incident light ray and the reflected light ray and the normal to the surface of reflection at point of incidence all locate in one perpendicular to the reflecting surface. Okay, in order to know more about this phenomena, I will explain or by another problem. In this problem it will be different because there are two reflecting surfaces, both of them perpendicular on the other. If I suppose this reflecting surface is A and this one is B, here I consider this angle the angle of incidence? No, I cannot consider it angle of incidence because it is angle between incident light ray and the reflecting surface A. Can I calculate or mention the value of angle of incidence? Yes, you can. How? This is a perpendicular line, so this angle equal 30. By subtracting 60 from 90, we will obtain 30. If I draw the reflected light ray by this way, this is considered a reflected light ray for the surface A, but it represents an incident light ray for the surface B. So I will complete the diagram by drawing the normal on surface B, then the reflected light ray. From the first law, angle of incidence equal angle of reflection. So this angle will be 30 and this, it will be 60. Why? Because I told you before that this surface is perpendicular on the other surface, and the sum angles of the rectangle equal 180. So this angle will be 30. So the angle of incidence here will be 60 and the other angle will be 60. This is so simple. Okay, at the end of my lesson, I wish you enjoy this lesson, and I am ready to receive your questions on WhatsApp group. See you later and goodbye.